Hello comrades, good evening. Today we will review a new pistol. This one is the Rock Island Armory 22 TCM. So it's a relatively new caliber, no? It's still a 22. No? It's 22 TCM. So TCM means Tuason Craig Micro Magnum. So this one was made. This firearm was built, no, around the 22 TCM cartridge. So uh, they want something to. They invented the manufactured arms core manufactured the 22 TCM mainly as caliber to mimic to have a rifle in a pistol package. So rifle in a pistol package. So you might wonder what it looks like. I will show you later. But first we will check out this pistol. So this one is the 1911 style full size Rock Island Armory 22 TCM. Uh, it's a rock standard model. It's the rock standard model. So it features bomber sights. Not bomber, Novak style adjustable sights. So the sights are adjustable for windage and elevation. No, you can adjust it for windage. You can see the hash marks here, the lines uh, for windage adjustment, and there's a screw at the side. At top. There's a screw here to adjust the elevation, and there's another one, a smaller one, on the side, the right side, for adjustment in windage. And then it features also a fiber optic front sight, as you can see here, there. Okay. So anyway, uh, it features also as G10 scales. So this one is a very nice rough texture to it. You can grip it easily without even worrying about slipping your hands. No? So I think it's VZ G10 grips. VZ. So both sides here. Okay. And then there's a dovetail grip safety, so that you won't have hammer bites at the space here, no, at this tissue in between your thumb and your point finger. So the original 1911 does not feature this one, no. It does not have a dovetail. It only has a grip safety, the usual classic grip safety, wherein if this one is absent, then the hammer can go down. Sometimes because 1911 requires you to have a high grip, a really high grip, no. So most of the time, especially those with bigger hands, their skin, this part of the skin, will lodge in between the hammer and the grip safety, and then when the hammer goes down during recoil, no, when the slide cycles back, you will have what you call a hammer bite. No? You'll have blood marks here, injury. So anyway, this one features also ambi safety. So there's safety on both sides of the firearm. Safety here also. And then this one is a single stack, by the way, single stack only. But even though it's single stack, its capacity has around 10 rounds. It can contain 10 plus 1 rounds. 10 rounds in the magazine, 1 round in the chamber. You can chamber load it just like a 1911. So we'll try to disassemble this one later on. But anyway, the trigger has a very crisp, no, crisp trigger. It features a very crisp trigger at around 4 pounds, 4.2 pounds, more or less. And I have used this firearm. When I bought this one, it came with 9mm barrel, extra barrel, and recoil spring. You can interchange it with a 9mm caliber, 9 by 19mm caliber. So it just merely replace the barrel, slap on another replace the recoil spring, and then voila, you will have a pistol chambered not in 20 cm but in 9 by 19 millimeter. Uh, this one, what else? Aside from that, oh, by the way, the firearm has no magazine. It's empty. It's empty. Chamber check. So we'll open the chamber to see there's nothing in there. Inspect visually. Inspect visually, nothing. Lock the slide back. Inspect manually. Manually. It's always good to manually inspect. Nothing in the chamber. Nothing in the chamber. Hammer down, does not go off, nothing. Okay, again, it has a, like all single action. This one is single action. Like all 1911s are single action. So it features a very crisp break, no? The trigger. I'll let you see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, only around 4.2 pounds. Crisp break, no? And then reset is very crisp also, no? You can hear the reset here when I let go of the trigger, see, and then it won't. The good thing about the 1911 is that it features several safeties from the grip. From number one safety is your trigger finger, of course, no? Keep your trigger finger out of the trigger unless you're ready to shoot the firearm. So first trigger is your finger. Safety is your finger. Second safety is the grip safety. So unless the grip safety is depressed, you cannot manipulate the trigger. No matter how hard you pull on the trigger, nothing will happen, no? It features also another safety, this one, no? Slide safety. So with the slide safety on, you cannot manipulate the slide. The trigger cannot be manipulated. Even if you depress the trigger, the grip safety, you cannot manipulate the trigger, the hammer. I mean, no? The hammer does not drop. There is also another safety embedded in all 1911s. There is we call the half cock safety. So half cock safety is you press on the what they call this grip safety, hold down the hammer, pull the trigger, and then return it slowly. There. Now that is the half cock position. Once the hammer is in half cock position, no matter, even if it's chamber loaded, no matter how hard you pull on the trigger, even if the grip safety is engaged, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Absolutely nothing will happen. Why? The hammer is stuck on its half cock position. It cannot go down to strike the firing pin. So much for that. We're now, by the way, this pistol is properly broken in. So it has recommended break-in for this one is more or less around 300 to 500 rounds. By the way, 22 TCM rounds is quite expensive. It costs more or less around 28 pesos each, no? More or less 28, 37 pesos each. So I forgot na how it costs because it's been a long time since I bought a 22 TCM cartridge already. Anyway, so it features it says, no, the chronograph for the 22 TCM reads at around over 2,800 feet per second, no, 2,800 feet per second on a long barrel because it can be loaded in a rifle setting. But this one in a full size 5-inch barrel, on a 5-inch barrel, it can go around 2,000 feet per second. So as the barrel gets a little bit more shorter, of course you will have lesser velocity, acquired, no, stroke chronograph. So the ammunition, I'll talk about ammunition later after I show you the how it disassembles. So anyway, the slide can be manipulated very softly, no? The spring, why? Because the spring inside the recoil spring inside here is only around 6 or 7 pounds, more or less 6 or 7 pounds. So it's very soft, very soft. You can, if you have the force, you can air cut this one just like in the movies. And uh, even though the ammunition, the 22 TCM caliber, it produces a loud sound, no? Loud boom, just like a rifle, compared to comparable to the sound of a rifle being shot. This one does not have that kind of recoil. It has a very soft recoil, very straight shooting ammunition also. And you can see lots of YouTube videos wherein it was shot, no, the 22 cm on gel, using variety of targets like gel blocks and pieces of meat, and it did not end well for the meat targets. So we'll disassemble this one. So first, no rounds in the chamber, no rounds in the chamber, no magazine, and then engage the safety, and then we will remove the recoil spring. This is the recoil spring. It's very thin, very soft and very thin recoil spring. You disassemble it just like any other 1911. By the way, this features full length guide rod. So what are the advantage of the full length guide rod? Some say that it's just all hype, no advantage really. But for me, this one has an advantage because it adds mass, no? Adds weight in the front side of the firearm, so that you can manage recoil more easily, especially if the pistol is chambered in 9x19 millimeter. So if you can see closely, the barrel has flared, no, flared and the barrel is flared, a bit flared here. It's it has a uniform diameter here, and it slowly flares out, no. This one, it's very small. It features conventional rifling, by the way. I think the rifling is 1:12. 1:12. So this one is the lower receiver. This one is the lower receiver. Just like any other 1911 pistol. Assemble. Then take out the barrel. Here is our 22 TCM barrel. Now, if you have a 9x19 millimeter barrel that comes with this one, you can swap it inside, replace the spring to a tighter spring. The one that I use is a 10-pound, no, as recommended by a friend, and Brad, no. Hello, shout out to Brad Mark Pepito of Armscore Cebu. So he recommended that I use a 10-pound spring on my 9mm caliber barrel. So to replace this one, anyway, this one. So I will reassemble the pistol like so. Place the barrel bushing, replace the guide rod, inside, place it, give it a little bit of shake. Okay, and then replace the slide stop. Find the notch, then push it in. All you have to do is push it in. Align the notch, push it in, put it on lock. safety, and then replace the recoil spring and the plunger, turn the barrel bushing counterclockwise. Voila, you have now assembled the pistol. So now that we have talked about the pistol, so Armscore gives a limited lifetime warranty on this one, no, on their pistols. As long as Armscore exists, they will cover your pistol, and replacement parts for this pistol have no problem. Most aftermarket parts are drop-in fit, no, on this one, so you can upgrade whatever you like. You can have the sear replaced, you can have the disconnector replaced, you can have the hammer, you can have the dovetail and the trigger replaced, or even the scales. Everything, no, can be customized the way you want it. But this current setup, you would not want to, it's already pre-upgraded, so what else would I replace with this one? I am contented with the trigger, the weight of the trigger, the trigger pull. It's relatively okay, no, for a pistol. So this one, I carry this every day. This is my EDC pistol, no? So you can see, you can watch videos in YouTube wherein the pistol was seen, no, being tested at different targets, including level 3A vests, no? Of course, without the ceramic plates, without the SAPI plates, only the soft shell vests, and it went through the vests without problem. Now they compared the ammunition, the 22 TCM, with the FN57, and guess what? 22 TCM fares better, no? In my opinion only. You can take my opinion and you can reject it, but in my opinion, the 22 TCM fared better, performs better than the FN57. The 57 caliber, 5x7 by 28, I think, 5x7 by 28, 5.7 by 28. It is a very expensive round, no, and very rare also here in our country, in the Philippines. And compared to the 22 TCM, you can easily buy it from any Armscore stores, no? It's readily available. However, here's the problem: 22 TCM cannot be reloaded as of now, no? So Armscore has not shared its data yet, no, in the public on reloading for the 22 TCM cartridge, and they have yet to submit it to SAAMI, no, for SAAMI certification. So anyway, being said, I like the 32 TCM better, no. Anyway, we have here the ammunition. Now I'm going to put aside the pistol so that it will not be in the same area as the ammunition. Always, if you are manipulating your pistol, especially if there's people around you, separate, as a matter of safety, separate the ammunition from the pistol, no, so that you will not be tempted. You will not forget that you have an ammunition here, no. So this one is the 22 TCM ammunition. So this is a magazine. So I loaded this 10 magazine, 10. I loaded this 10 rounds, all loaded. They say that, oh, it will affect your spring, it will soften the spring, but maybe you can set the spring, but through science, modern springs, they are made better. Maybe during World War II, their springs are made they made shitty springs back then because it's a war, no? There's war going on. Quality control is not that good, and most of the items are disposable. But not today. Today, they made better alloy for springs, and you can load them, no? I've read countless of references wherein online, wherein it says, no, that even if you load your magazines full, it will not affect your spring. Maybe just a little bit, tiny fraction, but not that much, no, that it will make the spring here mushy. What makes the spring mushy is repeated exposure to stress. So always, if you expose your pistol to the spring to sometimes you compress it and then decompress it again, compress, decompress, decompress, decompress. So that will ruin the spring. But if you compress it just like this one, even if you store it for a very long time, this one has been fully loaded for almost a year already, no? Carried every day, never had a problem with the spring of the magazine. Now, I will not take out the ammunition here on my magazine because it is quite difficult to return anymore. I do not have my loader with me, but I will take out the extra ammunition that I have in my bag. Oh. Hold on. Okay. I'll take one out. I always carried extra ammunition, no? Just in case. Now, this one is the 22 TCM caliber. Caliber 22 TCM. Now, I'll compare it side by side with a dummy. I have here a dummy, what do you call this? .223 cartridge and 556, 23 and 556, relatively the same, no? Just minute, very, very, very small, tiny difference, but the head diameter is relatively the same still. By the way, if you convert 22, 0.22 inch into millimeters, guess what will come out? It's 0.223. I mean, it's 5.56, no? Almost 5.56 millimeter. So, 0.22 of an inch is still the same with a 5.56. No? See the similarities? See the similarities, comrades. Now, it's a neck down cartridge, no? There is one YouTube channel that says that this one is a 9mm neck down 9mm cartridge. I will show you a neck down a 9mm cartridge for comparison. This is a 9mm cartridge. This one is a 22 TCM. Side by side, the 22 TCM case is longer. In fact, the overall length of the 22 TCM is comparable to that of a 9mm a 38 Super, no? It has the same length as a 38 Super. That is why for my extra magazine, I use a MacGar 38 Super magazine. You can see it here. I don't know if you can see it well, but there is the 38 Super marking there. 38S. 38 Super. So 38 Super will work with the 22 TCM pistol. So the 22 TCM pistol is two calibers in one, no? 22 TCM and 9x19mm. However, since the 38 Super works also this one, if you have a 38 Super barrel, it will still work in your 22 TCM pistol with a mere barrel change. So it's 3 calibers in one pistol. So anyway, so much for that one. The comparison here. Actually, the pairing case for the 22 TCM, the pairing case is a cut down 223 cartridge. No? They cut it down here somewhere. They cut it down here and then they neck down the... Anyway, so that is the similarities and the difference of the 22 TCM cartridge with the 223 and the 9x19mm. So, if you have any more questions, feel free to post it on the comment section and I will try to answer it as much as I can with the limited knowledge that I have. So, the best magazine so far that I have here for extra is a Chip McCormick. I have here a Chip McCormick magazine. This one is Chip McCormick. This one is a MacGar brand can see the brand here, McGar. And then I also have a cheap McCormick 38 Super magazine. This one is a stock magazine. It came with a pistol. It only comes with one magazine, by the way. So I ordered a magazine, 2 extra magazines when I bought the pistol. But until now, I have still yet to receive my 2 extra magazines that I ordered from Armscore. So thank you for visiting my channel, comrades. Take care. Kilo 18 signing out.